Welcome to a brand new episode of CNB Bazaar Buzz here on the NDTV network. I am Cyrus Dabar and here's what we have in store for you on the show today. Triumph's updated Tiger 800, the Rainforest Challenge, and the Ford Freestyle goes off-road. So let's start straight off with that big story we have today on the show. It's the Triumph Tiger. It's one of the most popular adventure motorcycles in the country today, and the 800cc version of the bike has recently been updated with 200 new changes. The engine stays the same, but there are of course visual bits that have been changed and a few more. Here's Kinshuk and his take on this.
Think of adventure bikes and the first motorcycle that comes to your mind is the Triumph Tiger 800. It is a rather popular model in India and around the globe and is one of the best selling in its category. With over 68,000 units sold since 2010, Triumph launched the 2018 model of the Tiger 800 in India, and we finally got a chance to swing a leg over the new model.
When it comes to versatility and motorcycles, there's none better than adventure bikes. Be it mile munching, mild or hardcore off-roading, or even riding on a daily basis, adventure bikes make so much sense.
Triumph says its bestseller Tiger 800 gets 200 changes over last year's bike. Let's begin with what's new on the styling front. The 2018 Tiger 800 gets new side panels, better ergonomics, new badges, and a new TFT instrument screen which has been borrowed from the Triumph Street Triple RS. The bike also features new switchgear along with an updated electronics package that has 5 riding modes, ABS traction control and much more.
Even though the inline-3 engine on this bike is the same as the one on the outgoing model, the internals and the workings have been updated significantly. This results into a peppier, punchier performance, with the bike offering 90% of the torque from as low as 2500 RPM. This means that the motorcycle offers excellent tractability. The bike pulls cleanly from 60 km per hour in 6th gear and goes beyond 100 km per hour in no time. Also, the updated exhaust now sounds sweeter. The distinct inline-3 whine now has more bass and feels better to the ears.
The power delivery is now smoother and there is a good amount of it available across the rev range. Being a Tiger, there is enough grunt in the bike to cruise at triple-digit speeds too. But what about when you want to off-road? Thanks to updated but less intrusive electronics, you now feel even more in control when the Tiger tackles tough terrain. With a price of 13,76,000 rupees, the 2018 Tiger 800 XCX makes for a good buy if you are in the market for a middleweight adventure bike. It looks good, it's rugged and offers a whole lot of features, making a solid case for itself. The Tiger 800 XCX goes up against the likes of the Ducati Multistrada 950, Honda Africa Twin and the BMW F850 GS.
Welcome back to CNB Bazaar Buzz. Now, before the break, we showed you the Tiger 800. Now, that bike can go off-road, but now we're going to show you machines that are specifically built for off-road use? Well, the Rainforest Challenge is the most difficult, the most grueling challenge, off-road challenge in the world. And there's an Indian version. It's called the RFC India, and it's now in its 5th iteration. I got down and dirty, very mucky, very wet, and checked out what all those mean machines were all about, and had a lot of fun doing that too. Have a look.
The great outdoors. Peace, quiet. All that's great, but for some of us, nature is best enjoyed by getting down and dirty 4x4 style. And it gets even more hairy when it's off-roading at the annual Rainforest Challenge.
While your idea of regular off-roading might be just a bunch of slush and mud with your sort of stock or semi-stock car, this is a whole different ball game. We're at the Rainforest Challenge, which is by far the most difficult competition, off-road competition in the country, and it's now in its 5th year running. Of course, these cars that you see behind me too are all custom built, are all built specifically for this competition, and they are, well, there's no better way of saying it, they're Frankenstein monsters off-road. But let's get going. Let's see what cars are here, and let's see some of the stages and how the competitors are getting along.
When we talked about these cars being custom built, we meant it. The competitors mainly use the Mahindra MM series Jeep or a THAR or even the popular Maruti Suzuki GYPSY as a base. But just look at these chopped massive tires, suspension that looks like a pogo stick that could take you to the moon and back, and yes, enough power to put the Hulk to shame. You think that's crazy? Look at this. This is a superbly built Suzuki Grand Vitara. Yes, it was a Grand Vitara premium SUV once. And then there are some totally crazy custom built machines with V8s and V6 engines under the bonnet. All of this is done to be able to negotiate and navigate all of that. But it's not all fun and games. There is a competition at the heart of it, and so each challenge is point based. 100 points if you complete the stage perfectly, and there are penalty points if you knock things over or leave stuff behind. And it's not just a single man and machine that does it all. The co-drivers play an equally important part, if not more important than the drivers. As it is, their job is to attach winch cables, put in those earth anchors in place, and a whole lot more. So you'd better be fit if you want to attempt this right.
Remove the helmet, remove the gloves. One person take out the gloves.
But try as you might, even the most skilled and experienced drivers end up like this at times. Of course, that didn't deter this all-ladies team from taking a stab at some of the other special stages that had been set up later. There were also some international drivers that took part, like veteran Mervyn Lim from Malaysia. Sadly, his team, running a custom V8 powered monster, was hit by damage on one of the stages. At the end of the day though, victory went to veteran motorsports legend Jagat Nanjappa with his old school Jeep, ironically one of the least modified cars in the competition this year. Just shows that sheer skill and strategy often trumps sheer power. Wet and wild and not for the faint-hearted, the RFC gave us plenty of action in this 5th edition.